Hey everybody, we're going to talk about how to graph inequalities, okay? So a couple things you need to know is this. Just like when we do lines, if we have a greater or less than sign, we do a hole in the graph, right? We would do that. But if we had a greater than or equal, we would do a dot in the graph, right? Well, that works out very similar also on how we do our graphs on these lines. But instead of the hole, because they're not dots, they're lines, we're going to do a dash line. And that means it doesn't have the equal sign. And if it has the equal sign, we're just going to do a solid line, just as if it was an equal sign. We'll do a few of these and you'll understand. Just as a reminder, you can find the lot at maxtutorials.com. And that's where you can find all of these and videos on how I do them and lots more on algebra. So I hope to see you guys there. All right, let's go do these. I'm just going to graph this like it's y equals mx plus b. So I'm going to start plus 1. My slope is 2 over 1. Okay, go back to the y equals mx plus b videos that I did if that hurts you. And we're just going to go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, etc. Now, if I take a look at this right here, there's no equal sign. So my line is going to be a dash. Okay, so that's very important. If you do a solid line, you're going to get some points taken off. Now, I also noticed that says y is greater than, which means I want my y's to be big. Now, you were probably taught that if you take like 0, 0 and plug this in, if it's true, fill in the 1, or any point really. And if you get a true answer, then you shade the side of the line where it's true and you don't shade the side where it's false. That's fine. But I just know that I want y's to be big. I want my y's to be big. Big, 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 big. And right here, an arrow up, my y's are going to keep getting bigger. Y's arrow down, they're going to get smaller. So I want to shade the side where the arrow goes up, and that, my friends, is right in here. Okay, so that's the side that I'm going to shade. And that's my answer. It means that any dot that I can pick in the shaded area is going to fit the equation. It's going to work. All right, now you may not have colored pencils and stuff like that, so I'll show you kind of a way that I do it if I'm just working with a one color pen or pencil or whatever. All right, so first of all, I'm going to graph this. I see that it's less than or equal, so I'm going to do just a straight line. I'm going to start at 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do a dot, and that's like a negative 1 over 1. So down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. I'm going to do a straight line, and now I just go, I want my y's to be small, which is down here, so I'm going to shade this way. Now watch how I shade. When I shade kind of perpendicular to the... And of course, the way this program works, when you do these lines, it thinks you're scribbling things out. But I would shade anything down there. But I shade perpendicular to the line. The reason is because later we're going to do something called systems of equations. And if you shade, like this alongside like that, you're not going to see where they cross. That may make no sense to you right now. But trust me, if you kind of shade it perpendicular to the line, it's going to make sense later. All right? Here we go. Y is, that's like a 1 over 2, right? Okay. They just didn't write it stacked. So we're going to start at negative 3, 1, 2, 3. And we're going to do a graph of up 1 over 2. Up 1 over 2. Up 1 over 2. There's no equal sign, so we're going to do a dashed line. And I want to do the side where the y's get smaller, so it's where the y's go down. So this is my shaded region. Okay? Let's go on to the next one. I'm going to do a line just like normal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My slope is going to be down 2 over 1. Down 2 over 1. Down 2 over 1. Is it dashed or solid? Well, I have that equal sign right there. So I'm going to go ahead and do it solid. All right. Now I want the side where my y's get bigger. And the y's get bigger on that side. Okay. Let's keep going. Let's do the next one. Ooh, x is greater than negative 2. Sometimes we forget. Now, that's going to be a vertical line, but if you forget, what you can do is just write negative 2 for all your x's, okay? And just start making up some numbers and just graph them. Negative 2, 0, negative 2, 1, negative 2, negative 2. You can see that anything you write is going to be a vertical line, and there's no equal sign. It's just greater, so we want to do a dashed line. Okay, now do my x's get greater that way or do they get greater that way? My x's get greater this way, so I want to shade this side of the graph. Okay, y is less than or equal to negative 3. Same thing, you could do an xy chart if you don't remember that it's a horizontal line. and just write some 3s for y, and just 0, 2, 1, whatever you want to do. 0, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, negative whatever, 3. Okay, and this one does have the equal sign, so I will do a straight line. And then we want to shade the side where the y's get smaller. Y's get smaller that way, so this would be my shaded region. Okay, there's number 6. I got 2 more for you here. Right here, we're going to just do this, y equals mx plus b. We're going to start at -1. We're going to do a slope of 3 over 1. Up 3 over 1. Up 3 over 1. And we are going to do a solid line because of that equal sign. Oh, what did I hit? Sorry. I got a little bit ugly there. There's my -1. A little bit better. Okay, I want to do where the y's get greater. The y's get greater there. So that would be my shaded region. And notice I'm trying to go perpendicular to the line. All right. This next one is going to be a -2. It's where I'm going to start. And this is going to be -1 over 2. That's how I would read that. Down 1 over 2. Down 1 over 2. Or if you really want, you go up 1 this way too. I don't have an equal sign, so this has to be a dashed line. Make sure you do a dashed line. And I want to do where my y's get smaller. My y's get smaller that way, so I'm going to shade this region. And that, my friends, is the basics on how you would graph inequalities. Okay? So we'll mix them up a little bit. We'll make them a little harder, but that's the basics. And so go on to version B and see if we can do some more extended ones. Good job, guys. I'll see you on the next video.